Yo, 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 let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Let's see here. We are going to be talking about this Marvel stuff, y'all. We're going to talk about this Marvel stuff because I still feel like people are not understanding what I'm saying. And I feel like people are still looking from their lens. And I'm trying to take people in I'm looking from the lens of a creative and an artist, bro. And I think that there's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that adds on to it too. But at the same time, bro, like, I got comments that said Phase 4 is still bad. Okay. So I'm going to compare Phase 4 and Phase 1. The only reason that Phase 1 is getting a pass right now is because we know it led to Endgame. Do you understand what I'm saying? All we have, if the MCU was stopped right now, all we have is kind of like a Snyderverse movie, or we have some Snyderverse movies, a Justice League Snyderverse, and then Ant-Man would be like Black Adam with a post-credit scene that obviously doesn't matter. Like, Phase 4, we can't, when I get to Secret Wars and I look back, I'll be like, damn, Phase 4 was shit ass. When I go back and look at Phase 1, you know what I see in it? I don't see anything greatness wise. I see movies like Iron Man, which was really good. What else was in Phase 1? Hulk, I think, was in Phase 1. Was the Avengers movie in Phase 1? Bruh, the Phase 1 movies, what I'm saying is, bruh, is that the cement isn't dried up yet. So how can we say that Phase 4 is shit when we don't know the tie-ins? Right now, a big tie-in that people don't know of and, they think is bullshit is the Eternals. The Tiamat situation is going to be huge going down the road. But Rotten Tomatoes shit on that movie. And then when the movie connects, bro, it's going to be ridiculous. And I think it's going to connect in more than one way. Right now, we only got word that Tiamat is going to connect to the Captain America movie, what the government's got going on. See, that's why I'm saying these movies, they microscope on the characters of the movies, but it also is on the foundation of a timeline that has a direction. So when I was bringing up Black Panther, people were saying, I still want T'Challa. I'm like, bro, I'm not saying you can't get T'Challa. What I'm saying is that when you all start wanting things so much, you start sacrificing story. And what I liked the most about Wakanda Forever is that it still showcases that it is the end to Phase 4 and a bridge to Phase 5. Because right now it might not seem like shit, but as of right now, bruh, Wakanda and Talokan are the only two places that have great amounts of vibranium, which is what the government has been trying to get their hands on. So now that the two people that have it have aligned with each other, now you're gonna have them want to find other things, which is gonna lead to adamantium. which sets up down the road for Weapon X, maybe even Deadpool's, I forget what that shit is called, but all these governmental projects and shit is gonna start panning out, but we don't know that yet because there's no Captain America 5 movie yet. We can't say that yet. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and then Tiamat is gonna come up because Tiamat's gonna be used for Sentry as well, but I'm not gonna get into that yet. I'm gonna wait till that stuff is more confirmed because I heard that Thunderbolts is getting some rewrites, but I pretty much know about how Sentry comes to play. And bro, when I tell y'all, if what I read is true, Sentry might be one of the strongest characters that we've ever seen in the MCU, period. Here, let me give you like a small dose. Like, imagine celestial DNA mixed with 2 Infinity Stones put into one person. So like Ursham times Captain Marvel times Vision. Imagine that in a character. That's who they're gonna, that's Sentry. But there's a lot of tie-ins, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's tons and tons of tie-ins right now. And the first phase, bro, like if you look at Marvel Phase 5, look at Marvel Phase 1. Do y'all remember those Thanos cameos? I've never heard anybody bitch about those cameos, even though in 2 of those cameos, he looks like Barney the dinosaur. The mocap Josh Brolin, Infinity War Endgame Thanos, it's top tier. The rest of those cameos look like shit. 2 of those cameos were in the first phase. Like, if y'all are mad about this now, then y'all gonna be mad next year when we don't have anything that has to do with the multiverse. Next year, you're gonna get Daredevil, Captain America, Thunderbolts, all that shit grounded. Like, you're not gonna get any cosmic shit next year. You know what I'm saying? Right now. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me read y'all's comments. I ain't been reading your comments. I've been reading. They need to scrap Kang and replace him with Galactus. But that's terrible writing. Now, that's something that I would call terrible writing. Galactus is going to come into play because we're supposed to get some Silver Surfer sometime soon. Are they gonna do Dormammu justice? So what do you want? You want Dormammu in like the flaming head with like like y'all want the costume Dormammu? I thought the way they did Dormammu was dope, but I know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? Kind of how they did like Oscar Isaac in Apocalypse. That's not how Apocalypse looks. You know what I'm saying? They just like, you know what I'm saying? I know what they did there, but I get what you're saying. We're gonna get vampires next year. Multiverse gotta be some of the most hype stuff ever, and they ain't doing it justice. What do you mean they're not doing it justice, bro? I feel like they're gonna set all of this up. That's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all don't know that some of these movies, like I think some movies in Phase 6, are gonna take place in Battle World. Y'all didn't know that. Do you see what I'm saying? There's gonna be so many tie-ins, but you just can't jump into a movie. You what's that Justice League cartoon? Y'all want them to jump into Marvel like the Justice League cartoon. No backstory on nobody. You just want everybody to start meeting everybody, team up, and then go against who the hell ever. It's not announced yet, but Silver Surfer is on the way. So is Galactus. All this stuff that they're doing right now is setting the first of all, like, the number one thing that they wanted to do, which I think was correct, was they wanted to showcase the effects of what the blip had on the world. Okay, first of all, that's, you know what I'm saying? And you were able to do that, you know, through the Hawkeye series. You were able to do that through WandaVision. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just kind of like, I don't understand. Like, this is the thing. We've already gotten all types of movies in a showcase. Like, all the cards are already on the table. People saying that they don't want the MCU to be like this. Bruh, like, then you're going to be switching tones. You see what I'm saying? And what I mean by tones is like, look how aggressive Robert Pattinson's Batman was. Marvel is not that. And then on top of that, I feel like Marvel graces its money on connectivity, story writing, and visuals. DC kind of just goes there. And it's already been established in comics that DC's like that. You know what I'm saying? Marvel is like that, but it's in certain stories. And a lot of the stories that people love is not as graphic as people want them to be. You know, like, they're not gonna make Galactus a cloud. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said that he didn't like Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm like, bro, like I can, hold on, let's do that. I'm gonna go down to these phases. That's what we're gonna do. Let me get a phase 4 list. Let's see, phase 4 movies and TV list. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Just need a list. Okay, WandaVision. I don't think I can say anything bad about WandaVision, honestly. Maybe the White Vision situation. It is weird now, you know what I'm saying? Because instead of them fighting a lot, they went the whole thesis thing, and then he just flew away. So I'm waiting to see White Vision, but I heard that he's supposed to be in the Armor Wars show. And I heard he's supposed to be getting his own show called Vision Quest. So that's going to tie in later down the road. You know what I'm saying? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think that sets up for what the government got going on in the next 3 phases. You know what I'm saying? Falcon and Winter Soldier sets up a lot. It sets up Sam to be the new Cap. It also sets up John Walker to be U.S. agent, and then the Thunderbolts team with Contessa Backer. You know what I'm saying? Then she ends up popping into certain, you know, movies. She was in Black Panther. Loki. I think Loki sets up the multiverse. I think Loki was awesome. So I don't know. We got 4 shows, I meant 3 shows right now in phase 4 that set up a lot going forward, as y'all can see. But phase 4 is bad. And I'm just like, you got Black Widow. I feel like Black Widow is attached more to phase 3. It does set up for Taskmaster to be in the Thunderbolts. But I've also heard there's going to be a different Taskmaster in the Thunderbolts, not the one that we saw in the Black Widow movie. So, what if? I don't think that really has anything to do with the actual timeline. Maybe The Watcher. We might see like a live action The Watcher down the road. Yeah. And maybe even Ultron. Maybe a version of Ultron you might see down the road or something like that. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi plays a lot because his second movie is supposed to be called The Wreckage of Time, so he could time travel, or I don't know. I think that there's been word that him and Kamala's bangles are attached to something down the road. The Ten Rings and the bangles has been hinted, and I think you're supposed to get more information on that in the Marvels movie this year. So that connects from Phase 4 to Phase 5. The Eternals movie, again, like I said, it has connections to Captain America: New World Order, and it has connections to the Thunderbolts movie. But I also think that Eternals was fire. Anyway, I think it was a dope movie, and we got to see like how big Celestials are gonna look in the MCU, which I thought was awesome. Yeah, WandaVision had me hooked every week. Yeah, they could afford to mess up, but it's been consistent, which is the problem. Huh? Hey, pretty much we know everything. What Sylvie did to he remains in Sylvie practically. Let's see, what do I got? What was I at? Okay, Eternals. Hawkeye. Hawkeye sets up Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop is probably going to be either the leader of the new Avengers or one of the new Avengers. It also showcases what Clint was going through pre-Endgame when Natasha had to go get him when he was being Ronin. It also set up Kingpin being in the MCU, which is going to set up Daredevil and Kingpin in the MCU. Then you go to the next movie, which is Spider-Man No Way Home. Has a Matt Murdock cameo showcasing him in the MCU. Him and Spider-Man having an encounter, or him and Peter Parker having an encounter. I think Spider-Man No Way Home is awesome, but this is my only take. When I first watched Spider-Man No Way Home in the movies, him being emotional over Aunt May didn't hit me as hard as it did everybody else. And I think that is because Andrew Garfield's movie, Losing Gwen, I think was a lot better for me. For me personally, I still think that Tobey will be my favorite Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 2 will be probably one of my favorite, but No Way Home was able to put those three Spider-Man together in a good story with all the villains, including Doctor Strange, and it wasn't far-fetched. What makes that movie far-fetched is the Morbius shit. But without the Morbius shit, that movie is fine. And then on top of that, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are supposed to be back for Secret Wars down the road. So you're gonna have some connectivity, Moon Knight. I think that Oscar Isaac played a good Moon Knight, and I think that Marvel did a good job of going the other, like they went a different route. Like most people, when they bring up Moon Knight, they compare him immediately to Batman, because a lot of favorite stories of Moon Knight, he is this billionaire philanthropist with this fucking DID issue. They went more super focused on this DID issue, and took the Batman stuff away, which I still thought it was dope. I still had a lot of fun. The only thing I can say maybe about the series is that I wanted more. It was too short for me. Multiverse of Madness. I mean, it's Multiverse of Madness. Like, I feel like the connection from WandaVision, Wanda, with a little mix of the House of M story, Um, I thought that Sam Raimi did an awesome job with that movie. I think Wanda was good. There was some deleted scenes that I saw where Wanda was really a savage that I wish we really would have saw, but I can understand why we didn't get it because it would have changed the entire tone. I still think that movie might have the best one-on-one battle with Doctor Strange versus Doctor Strange in the music fight in the theater, bro. That was greatness. I thought that seeing the Illuminati was awesome. Patrick Stewart. First of all, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a huge Black Bolt fan. So seeing Black Bolt get some justice from the ABC show, I thought was fire. I thought showcasing the backstory where that Illuminati killed Thanos in their timeline was dope. I think that the zombie Strange with the demon cape, that was Multiverse of Madness is pretty good, y'all. I mean, I can't even lie. It's pretty good. Miss Marvel. You said Multiverse of Madness was overhyped. I don't think Multiverse of Madness was overhyped. I think that people expected too much. They expected 9,000 variants. And on top of that, there was like 50 billion leaks. So, of course, you saw like all these characters supposed to pop in, but I felt like that they scrapped a bunch of those cameos because you have Secret Wars on the table. If you understood where this was going, then you know Secret Wars was coming. Secret Wars is where you're gonna get all of your, variants, 500 variants. Your old Fantastic Four, your old Daredevil, your old Punisher, old Wesley Snipes, Blade. That's where you're gonna get all your characters. But to just do that for a 2-hour movie, no. You know what I'm saying? No. But Miss Marvel. I thought that Miss Marvel was an awesome show. I thought it was family oriented. I love her family. I loved Kamala as a character. I thought that they did a good job of storytelling. I think the issue was with that show, again, kind of like Moon Knight, it needed a few more episodes to kind of stretch out the pacing. There was a couple episodes where she like time traveled and came back. Some things that happened, it kind of just happened so fast because they didn't have a lot of time to get it out. You know what I'm saying? So I liked it, but there were some things that but I still really enjoyed it. Oh God, Thor: Love and Thunder. So this is a big one right here. This is a big one. This is a big one. Woo, okay. Thor: Love and Thunder. Some people wanted serious. Okay, everybody wanted serious Thor. They didn't like the comedy, and they felt like it was too much comedy. And I felt like that when I watch the movie now, I still and like Thor as of now is kind of like the older Avengers. And with the new Avengers and kind of where they're going, you're going to have like the young Avengers, and then you're going to have like an older group of new Avengers. Midnight Suns I've heard about. Fantastic Four. I really don't know about the Midnight Suns because I used to hear a lot of stuff about that, but now I don't hear anything about it anymore. So I don't know if the Midnight Suns has been scrapped or what, but I've heard that there's going to be a 616 Illuminati. So I feel like you're going to get a bunch of these teams down the road. But I feel like as far as Thor is concerned, where does Thor fall in that? And I feel like that you're gonna I don't know if you need to have a Thor, but the Thor core is big in the Secret Wars. Um, but with Chris Hemsworth's recent health announcement, I've heard that him and Hawkeye will be the ones that sacrifice themselves. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true because we're so far away from that. But you know, when I'm looking at it, just like outside of story, contract wise, like he's played this role for so long, and then you know Jeremy Renner really got hurt in that accident. So it just makes sense, you know, like we're gonna be going into X-Men and newer stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me personally, I actually like the Thor: Love and Thunder movie because I'm not expecting Thor to be main front line anymore. I feel like with them needing to introduce new characters, doing special presentations for people like, you know, the Jack Russell with Werewolf by Night. I've heard that Silver Surfer is supposed to be a special presentation. I've heard that Ghost Rider is supposed to be a special presentation. You have all these different newer things that Marvel's gonna do with certain characters. You know, I don't know where Thor fits in this new run of what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you had the I Am Groot shorts, which I thought was good. She-Hulk. Now, a lot of people didn't like She-Hulk, but I feel like She-Hulk was for the women. White Gold is someone who really enjoyed She-Hulk. I think it's a chick flick, you guys. I mean, and then on top of that, like, I just like it, but I feel like the only takeaway that I had is that they really wounded the Hulk's son at the end of that. I don't know why they did that to Scar like that. I don't know if that has play on what's to come, but y'all, I guarantee you that Scar don't look like that next time we see him. Like, I can guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? What? You said they overdid it with the dragon fight? Bruh, look. When I heard Shang-Chi is the one movie that I'm going to stick my neck out for because first of all, when I was growing up in the 90s, martial arts and karate was almost in every movie. It didn't matter if it was an action movie or a police movie or whatever it meant, karate was there. So I'm a big karate guy, martial arts movie, Bruce Lee, you know, Ninja Turtles. Y'all have seen the reactions on the channel, you know, and then we got Crouching Tiger in the 2000s. I'm a huge martial arts fan. They did that movie so well. I got so many chills watching that martial arts in that movie. And I'm glad that they introduced that realm of characters from in the MCU. That was another thing that I feel like the MCU or Phase 4 did, is that it introduced realms like the clandestine realm that Kamala was talking about, where Shang-Chi's family and heritage is from. And I feel like we're going to learn about other stuff. Like, we're going to learn about the witches and in Agatha's show and that culture. There's going to be all these different side realms and places, the quantum realm and dimensions we're going to learn about. But I thought that Shang-Chi at the end, the fight sequence between him and his dad, I thought that's some of the best Marvel shit I've ever seen. The dragon, bro, that was the icing for me. That's when I was like, hold on, a real dragon? You know what I'm saying? I was like, hold on, like a dragon? You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't believe it. I was kind of shocked, like, this is a dragon? You know what I'm saying? Well, we got dragons in the MCU? Like dragons? Like that, like I love that. And I love the little bit of backbone comedy with Trevor Lattery. Just a little bit. I love that. And then also Awkwafina. I think the only thing that's weird about that movie is the post-credit scene. It's still weird. There's no clarity on that right now. That's weird. But She-Hulk, I think She-Hulk was awesome. It was totally made like a 90s or 2000s TV show. like late night, not like late night, but like evening TV show. Werewolf by Night, I that's the one thing I probably give a 10 out of 10. I thought that was awesome with the Bloodstone and like what, and then I think it was good too because I feel like that character benefited the most from the special presentation time wise. I think that was awesome, and a great story to give some clarity or give some noticeability to that character, and know that, you know, that's like a piece of the supernatural realm that we're about to get into with him, Blade, and maybe some of the other characters, like I said, Ghost Rider, Midnight Sun, stuff like that. Wanda maybe being and becoming, you know, a part of the Midnight Suns or something like that. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I've already spoke about that. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, I think it's a holiday special. I don't, you know, really give it a negative or a positive because it's a holiday special. But I still think the holiday special was awesome because it had Kevin Bacon in it. And y'all know how I feel about Kevin Bacon. But I honestly don't think that when people say Phase 4 is bad, I don't think that Phase 4 is bad. Like bad. Like when I see bad, I seen someone compare it in the comments to Catwoman. That really hurt my feelings. Catwoman is the worst superhero film of all time. It's right next to the Dragon Ball movie. They're cringe. They're very visibly hard to watch. Very. And I don't think that Phase 4 is visibly hard to watch. I feel like Phase 4 is just like Phase 1. If right now, if I'm chilling, most of the time I'm gonna, you know, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Endgame. You know, I'm gonna watch post stuff. If I'm gonna watch anything from the first phase, you know, maybe Iron Man, of course. Maybe the Avengers movie, the Captain America movies. You see what I'm saying? When we watching these first two phases, y'all ain't gonna go back and watch. Y'all ain't gonna go be back here watching everything. Y'all gonna be watching it like the first phase. You're gonna watch, you know, you might go back and watch Moon Knight, which I still go back and watch, and I think that show is awesome. But you might go back and watch Moon Knight. You might go back and watch Quantumania. You might go back and watch Multiverse of Madness. You might go back and watch Black Panther. You see what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, when these three phases up to Secret Wars and after is done, or whatever is done, y'all gonna watch them post just like y'all do the first three phases. So I don't understand. Right now, everything equal. Marvel's doing the same shit they did the first time. But y'all complaining and then comparing it to the first time. Like it's not the same thing. It very much so is the same thing. Very much so. Like Captain America next year, like and the Thunderbolts next year, y'all gonna watch them just like y'all watched the first Captain America movie and Civil War. Y'all gonna watch them the same way. Y'all gonna say the same shit when we get to phase 7, 8, 9, and we in the first phase of the X-Men, and y'all gonna get mad because we got a Beast special presentation. Y'all gonna get mad because we get a Cyclops leader story. Or you'll get mad because they split the X-Men up into the Team Blue and Team Yellow or Team Gold. Y'all gonna get mad about that? Huh? You see what I'm saying? It don't make no sense, bruh. Like, I'm not seeing the eye pain that y'all are seeing in the phase 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, if any movie I'm gonna go back and laugh at, it's a lot of Black Widow. Here, let me go ahead and tell y'all this for some connectivity, because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on, and I really want to start doing more live streams because I hate having to do like a video edited just to get this information out. But I made a reel some time ago about how they said that a Kang variant might have wrote the Darkhold in the MCU. And people were like, oh my God, I don't want that to happen. Well, come to find out, I think that is true. And he wrote the Darkhold to fake out all the Wandas in the universes so that she is a non-factor when it comes to stopping the Ultimate. And I thought that was crazy. I thought that was crazy because they're probably gonna dress Wanda up to be this, oh, can he fuck with Wanda? You know, like, remember when Wanda had her Thanos moment and she was eating Thanos up? Well, like, what if she tried that shit with Kang and then, you know, because a variant wrote the Darkhold to beat the Wandas. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking to myself, like, bro, that's a crazy ass villain, bro. To have a variant of yourself write the Darkhold. Like, do you all know all the history and shit that Agatha got based on that book? That's completely written to fake Wanda out, to make her think. Like, ain't that crazy? Like, I think that's good because it showcases how big of a villain that Kang is really gonna be. And I haven't even seen the movie yet. And I still don't like when I saw him in Loki and Sylvie killed him, and then Loki went and saw Mobius, an old girl, and then looked up and saw that Kang statue. That's when I kind of realized, oh, we fucking with somebody that really got multiple versions of himself. And that can't be, like, you kill one, but then you have another one coming. You know what I'm saying? How are the Avengers gonna beat somebody like that? And then right now, the way it looks is he's stuck in the quantum realm. So I don't know what the Ant-Man movie has in store for us. I don't know if that means that he's trying to get out of the quantum realm, which I'm assuming that he is, or does he get out? And once he does get out of the quantum realm, you know, what does that mean? Does that start the multiverse of war? I'm also wanting to see some big incursions too, like the Multiverse of Madness incursion. I think visually looked dope, but I want to see more like what they look like in other movies, because there's supposed to be an incursion in the Marvels, and Monica Rambeau is supposed to get stuck in another universe. I want to see what that looked like. You know what I'm saying? You said it's gotten stale at this point. I don't think that. Okay, well, this is my. Okay, there we go. That's what I want to talk about right here. Okay, well then let's be honest. Then, if you shift the tone of these movies, they're not Marvel movies. They're X-Men 2000 movies. I've always said this, and this is what it's always gonna be, bro. There's no in betweens, or you're gonna get side verses like Christian Bale's Batman. Okay, you want something, but then when I ask you to manifest it for me, you're gonna get movies that have already happened. You're going to get movies that have already happened. If the MCU decided to go quality, you get X-Men movies. Because that's the way the writing is going to have to be. And I don't even call the X-Men movies dark, but the tone is not Disney or what Marvel has been. It's even more across the lines of like DC, or I would even put the X-Men movies in the pool of the early 2000s superhero movies. You're gonna get those. Like, people said they didn't want Thor: Love and Thunder to be this. Okay, well then, y'all would have rather had Thor: Love and Thunder look like the Fantastic Four movie from the 2000s, or would you have rather had it look like this? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that when you start weighing, like, okay, you don't want this, but there's no other option weighed. When you start weighing the options, then this is what you get. We've already seen, like you said, that's getting stale. We've already seen those movies before, though. Action-packed, 3D, cheesy. We've seen those. Daredevil, The Punisher from 2000s, the Blade movies. The Blade movie even teeters in the Blade movies even teeter into the DC tones. I would easily say that Batman Returns and the first Blade movie are along the same tone. So, like, okay, cool. That's fine that you don't want it like that. I'm not saying that we can't, but I'm telling you this is what we're gonna get then. And if you're on record saying, oh, I don't like the X-Men movies from the 2000s, then what the fuck do y'all want? That's what I'm saying. You get what that's where I'm going at. You understand? You're gonna get. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what we're gonna get. There's not a place in creative space where you're not spilling over into movies that have not already been done before. Like, you want a serious y'all want T'Challa recast, then the recast is gonna look like what Sabretooth did in the X-Men movies. That's what y'all gonna get. Like, you're gonna have different, okay, you don't want Spider-Man to be this. Well then, okay, it needs to be this. Well then it's either gonna teeter into the Andrew Garfield realm. It's just like James Gunn right now, right? James Gunn is saying that he didn't want Henry Cavill for his story. And he said that it's not gonna be an origin story. But everything he said about his movie describes Smallville, Superman and Lois, some of Man of Steel, some of the old Superman movies with Christopher Reeves, Superman Returns. When you got 20 stories, like he was like Batman, Brave and the Bold. That's never been done live action before. We've got two cheesy ass Batman movies. We have a Christian Bale Batman movie that to me is like a side verse to the comics, but I still think it's dope. I think it's a side verse. And then you have an older version, which is Ben Affleck, which I think is accurate. And then you have like a Robert Pattinson that goes back to the tone of the original Michael Keaton movies. Like the Batman, the Brave and the Bold is good because you have creative space to make that your own tone. When you're talking about movies like Thor and you want like a serious movie, then you're gonna look at movies like Constantine's or Hellboy's. Tone-wise, I'm not saying looks-wise, I'm saying tone-wise. Or look at other DC movies like The Watchmen. Tone-wise, you're gonna start spilling into other creative spaces. You don't see DC movies other than like Shazam going, you know what I'm saying? But that's also why DC has failed up until this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that Marvel has found a place I thought the place that Marvel lands their movies is perfectly, because it does a good job of connecting movies to a general public standpoint. But another issue is, bruh, there's so many leaks and so much shit that happens that we know too much before we're supposed to know it. Too. Sometimes that does suck. That's one reason why I stopped reading and watching Ant-Man stuff after whenever the premiere dropped, because I don't want to be spoiled for the movie tomorrow. But I promise you all that Phase 4 will be fine, and this picture of where Marvel is going will look great when it's all said and done with the connections. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, people want quality, but I feel like Marvel is good enough with their track record to put out good enough quantity and quality. And what I mean by that is, I mean in a movie to TV ratio. I don't mean strictly movies. If Marvel didn't have Disney Plus, then I think that Marvel should stick to like maybe 2 movies a year, three at the max. At the max. Since we have the TV shows, I feel like you should have 6 properties a year. And I feel like that they are good enough to deliver that. But I feel like there were other things that hurt them in the process of becoming that when they first started after Endgame. Because once you hit a creative level, bruh, you're not gonna wanna hit shit underneath that. You're gonna wanna hit shit over that. And the only way to top that is to give us more of that quality in quantity. And I thought the TV shows were a good way of doing that. But nowadays, everybody's a CGI artist and everybody's a screenwriter. But when I start weighing my options with shit, bro, shit turns out, you know, just fine. It turns out just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, people said the MCU was shit when we had Thanos as a purple CGI dinosaur in Phase 1. They said we were doomed, okay? They delivered with Endgame. And people say, oh, I don't even like Endgame, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, look, bro, I don't think Endgame is like the greatest movie of all time. The reason I say I like Endgame is for the creative greatness and the creative level that Marvel peaked at, when they were able to write and put everybody on screen and make it look good for us. And I mean specific things, like choosing to have T'Challa come out first, choosing to have Captain America Falcon come in like that, choosing to have Wanda get her, you know, her shot back at Thanos, choosing to have the all-female shot that we had never seen before, choosing, you know, Spider-Man and Tony's reunion, choosing to have Doctor Strange bring everybody back in portals, choosing to have Captain America save for Avengers, to say Avengers Assemble. I thought all of that was peak. It's peak. You know what I'm saying? It's what, like, DC with Snyder was on the way there. Like Justice League, the Snyder cut, I put up there with Infinity War. But they don't have a climax like Endgame. I feel like their climax, bro, would have been that movie where, like, that vision where, like, Cyborg saw, like, Wonder Woman, like, with gold coins on her eyes, and everybody dead, and that movie, bro, with them fighting Darkseid and shit, man, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like that Endgame is a good, I think that Infinity War Endgame is a good 1-2 punch. Might be the greatest 1-2 punch ever. Secret Wars, when we start getting, like, first of all, we already know that the Fantastic Four movie is going to be like pure crack rock. It's going to be a diamond. All right. So you're going to have the Fantastic Four movie. Deadpool is supposed to come around that movie. You already know that the Deadpool movie is going to be crack rock. So that's 2 diamonds you got. Kang Dynasty I'm with what we're supposed to get in that, I can pretty much guarantee you it's at least gonna be Civil War level. At least. And then Secret Wars, bro, is gonna be insane. You're gonna have, Hugh Jackman's X-Men and the old Fantastic Four. Ben Affleck's Daredevil. You might see Wesley Snipes' Blade. I haven't heard anything about that though. But you're gonna see all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like foundation doesn't look good when you ain't got nothing on top of it, y'all. It's just flat. It don't even feel good when you lay on it. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is no disrespect either. And I'm not saying that you can't feel the way that you want to feel. I want everybody to be able to feel how they feel. That's the point of this conversation too, is to be able to feel. I want you can feel how you want to feel. But I want you, like, when I say that people are being critical, or when I say people are CGI artists not now, what I mean by people that are like seriously nitpicking, I mean the people that are going on Disney Plus and watching this footage in -0.24 or whatever and being like, oh, this CGI looks choppy. When I'm fucking blinking and watching eating pizza or some shit, it's fine. I'm never gonna watch it that slow. That's my problem. You know what I'm saying? That's my problem. It's the people who are extra credit. Do you see what I'm saying? Critics can be critics if you're a critic for a living. But what I hate is that as soon as someone sees something, why the his pants this? Or why did he say that? Or the riding and all this. I'm like, especially when this is a piece of a story. There could be a whole reasoning why this shit looks this way down the road. This whole shit we're watching could be in a snow globe that Kang the Conqueror himself has been playing games with the entire MCU, but we don't know yet, but we do, because we are so soapbox now that we know everything. The feelings, this is what it is. It's like feelings, fanboy feelings times fanboy know-it-allness equals the most dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like Soups earlier comparing Marvel TV shows to Stranger Things. Bro, I could have almost combusted when I heard that. What? Or even Peacemaker. I took offense to Stranger Things, but the Peacemaker shit. Bruh, first of all, you can't compare Stranger Things because Stranger Things is an original idea, okay? That took small pieces of nostalgia, games, to tell a story, and then on top of that, bro, like, it focused on a set of children that we all grew up with. And they were able to keep the original cast. They've added maybe 3 or 4 new characters into the series as it's continued. First of all, then on top of that, they're not in any shape, form, or fashion under as so much pressure as the MCU is. So their writers, everybody's on NDAs, so you're never gonna get a leak from Stranger Things. You're never gonna get a leak. So nobody knows what's coming. Bro, every character in the MCU has his own comic. You can read it. Every story that's been told about a character from the MCU has some comic book validity to it. Whether his skin color, the way he look, the way he talk, his sex, his gender, whatever the case may be, bro. There's tons of material on this. There's no material on Stranger Things. Like, and The Boys, people like The Boys is like low budget CGI. Like it's no. Like the boys is good. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying the boys is trash, but I'm saying in comparison, like if y'all want to be CGI critics, talk about the CGI from the boys. That shit ass crack. Like y'all want to talk about how bad some CGI is? Let's be real. The CGI from the boys is ass. Like, and then he want to bring up Peacemaker. Peacemaker is like a TVMA HBO superhero show. Marvel ain't got nothing like that. That shit is so HBO, it's unreal. The cussing, the jokes, the suit, like everything, the drugs, the racism, like all that shit. Disney can't do nothing like that. Like it's like they had to do it a certain way. Like when in Falcon, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, when they introduced the old black super soldier, with racism and all that, they introduced it that way. They can't be in there like, well, I hate, I can't be like, they can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Peacemaker's daddy was a full-fledged racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, the MCU can't do that. The boys CGI is trash. First of all, hold on, wait, time out. Homelander wear a muscle suit. Stop this, y'all. You know that shit low budget. He wearing a muscle suit. Starlight, her power, oh my God. Like, really? Bruh, I love the boys because of how gritty, how dirty, and how nasty. I love every bit about that. It's what superheroes would be in the real world, and I love how hardcore and TVMA is portrayed. But the CGI, bro, is not up to par. It's just not really good. Like some stuff is good, but like we got Homelander in a, muscle suit. But yeah, man, I I think that no, yeah, you're right. That's why I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it for its grittiness. I don't really care about the CGI, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we have shit out here that's terrible CGI. But they'll be like, Marvel. And I'd be like, bro, what about the boys? Like, have you ever seen them see like laser a head off? It looks terrible. It looks bad. You know what I'm saying? Like the what's it, Soldier Boy's power, and he like burst out, that shit. But the story's good, you know what I'm saying? You right, Jude. You're exactly right. You said the boys CGI is 10 times better than She-Hulk. Well, I think that the CGI on She-Hulk is a work in progress, especially with mocap. That's why I said that I think that towards the end of the series, they got good at it. But I think they'll get even better at it coming up, you know what I'm saying? Just like they was with Bruce or Mark, what's his name? I can't think of the dude's name right now, but just like they did with Bruce Banner, I think eventually, his CGI got great. Now that his is like perfect. They're gonna end up doing the same thing with She-Hulk, and I think they're gonna do better with Scar too, bro, because that was the worst shit. That might be the worst thing I've ever seen with Scar. But I think everything else was fine. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I love the promotion for She-Hulk because they had Titania out here just really like spray painting over She-Hulk posters and shit. So I really thought that was fun. I love that type of stuff though. You know what I'm saying? So we'll never see it again, y'all. Thanks to the fanboys, now we stuck to 3 fucking movies a year and a 45-minute special presentation. Like, that shit sucks. We should be getting 3 movies a year, 3 TV shows a year. And we're never gonna get healthy competition between Marvel and DC because DC too far behind. Marvel really about going to Secret Wars, and they're gonna showcase every Marvel franchise movie that they ever did, and it's gonna showcase how good Kevin Feige is because he was there at every single movie, and it's gonna showcase the actors, the fans who love the. Some people don't like the old Fantastic Four. Some people do though. Some people don't like the old Punisher. Some people do though. Some people don't like the old Ghost Rider. Some people do. Some people don't like the old Eric Bana Hulk. Some people do. Some people don't like Wesley Snipes Blade. Some people do. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna showcase all these characters in the multiverse, and it's just gonna have this big, super duper. Bro, that shit gonna be huge when it's all said and done. It's gonna be big. And I can't wait for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are so far ahead, you know what I mean? Like, if Zack Snyder could have kept going with the Justice League, then you might have had some competition. Like, what would that Justice League 2 with Darkseid look against like a Secret Wars movie? Or maybe the next Avengers movie. Yeah, but Toby also had CGI over working with that suit as well. Homelander don't have no CGI. You can tell that Homelander is wearing a muscle suit. It creases up in different spots. You know what I'm saying? Where he makes him almost look like a puppet. But I love all y'all, man. I'm glad we can have this healthy conversation. I gotta get out of here. Me and White Gold will be back with more content. If you haven't seen Ant-Man and the Quantumania, go see it because we're going to see it tomorrow in 3D and IMAX, and I can't wait because I haven't seen a 3D movie since Iron Man 3. And it'll be my first IMAX movie ever. So I'm super excited. And I want you all to know that this isn't hate, this is love, and we can all disagree, or we can all agree to disagree, and everything can still be cool. I still love y'all. I don't look at y'all no different. I don't judge y'all. You feel me? You can like what you want to like. I'm just saying, for the extensive fanboy stuff that's going on, I feel like it ruins these franchises and the fun that the franchises are offering us. When I said earlier that I think that we should be thankful to be getting this content, I wasn't saying that we should be thankful for getting something shitty. I was saying because once it gets to the nitty gritty, we might really only get 2 or 1 Marvel movie a year. And that would suck. We would have all this speculation and nothing but hype, you know what I'm saying? And only get, I'm saying love it because these fanboys and all these fans can change the culture into something that it, you know, and then you'll look back and be like, and I think right now that even if they do get it wrong, that they are doing their absolute best to try to get it right because of where we came from with superhero movies. A lot of people didn't favor the old ones. They said they're cheesy. Some people, you know, didn't favor Snyderverse. Some people, wherever they're going right now, whoever's working on them is trying to put them in the right trajectory. So this is phase 5, the beginning of phase 5. This is movie 1. I'm not saying, you know, you can't hate it. If you didn't like it, bro, then you didn't like it. I ain't knocking you. But I don't want to hear, bro, I didn't like it because the writing was bad or the CGI. And I'm just like, bro, does the CGI connect to the Kang Dynasty? I'm like, bruh, And I would tell you something too. When I first saw Multiverse of Madness, there were some CGI flaws that I saw. But when I watched it on Disney Plus, they fixed all that shit. So Marvel ain't slick. I be paying attention. I've seen it. That's why I said, if something stands out to me, I'll be the first one to let y'all know. Like when we went to see Black Panther and Shuri hit the Ying Bombay the first time, I damn near laughed because I thought that shit was weak. But when I watched it and reacted to it, I said it hit better this time. You see what I'm saying? So time changes, everything, you know what I'm saying? So Multiverse of Madness was a little doo-doo. A little doo-doo. That's comedy. But I love y'all, man. Me and White Go to be back later. We're gonna go see Multiverse of Madness. We're gonna see Ant-Man Quantumania tomorrow during the day. So you should get a spoiler review from us tomorrow night. And we might even do like a live stream tomorrow night for the spoilers instead of doing a video. But make sure you guys are leaving a like. Make sure you guys are hitting subscribe. And me and White Gold, we will mid-verse. Bro, y'all are so comedy. Mid-verse of Madness. Oh, shit. Man, I love y'all. Y'all are comedy. Oh, y'all are comedy. I love y'all, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all.